Hi, welcome to my audition riding to become an instructor of the Human and Horse Academy of Greetje Hakvoort. My name is Conny and this is my Friesian horse Jitse van de Brembos. Jitse is now 17 years old and we share our lives already for almost 14 years. I bought Jitse when he was 3 years old. I thought he was magnificent and I fell for his silhouette picture immediately. When I first saw him, his salsa hips enchanted me. But the hypermobility in his body proved to be the most challenging in connecting his forehand with his hindquarters, both on the ground and certainly in riding. Here he was, 8 weeks under saddle, me a novice rider, without much riding experience and lots of dreams of hiking out together and enjoying nature. But Jitse appeared to be scared easily and I could only ride out with other horses. I did not want to depend on other people to go out on a trail ride, so I decided I needed to become a better rider and I got acquainted with horsetraining and the academic art of riding. Then I really found out what his challenges are. His upright neck set and a weak back, as a lot of Friesians, and if you see how far up he can lift his back after training, this really is a great achievement. First of all, I want to show you bits and pieces of our training. This is the preliminary stage of even thinking about riding the audition with him. We used, for instance, the piaffe for that. The piaffe was extremely helpful to us to learn stepping under his point of weight, making the connection between front and hind, strengthening his belly and buttock muscles while maintaining a long top line. And we continue to work on that. Because it may look fancy going from piaffe and canter pirouette, but I want a longer top line and he must be able to stretch towards my hand in the exercise as well. Of course, I taught him what a canter pirouette feels like in hand before riding. And also here we figure out every day how we can improve, like here, where we can jump much more on the spot to the left now. And also the school halt is helping us improving the other exercises. Now we can start looking at the audition with a number of flashbacks, like this one. A couple of years ago, we found circles hard to ride. Not just Jitse, but certainly I found them extremely difficult to ride. Not only needed I to train my horse, I also needed to develop myself into his personal trainer. But I could barely ride properly, let alone tell him or guide him into a correct exercise. At the time I was happy I could do a sitting trot on him without bouncing off. But when I look at his kandare now, it's not a happy feeling. I did not know better then. I also don't see this as a mistake, but as learning moments. Here is us during a lesson with Greetje, riding on the circle. There's really a lot going on at the same time. Stelling, bending, balance over 4 legs, stepping under, stretching forward down, and suppleness. Riding a correct circle with balance and harmony looks a lot easier than it really is. Here you will see us in a later stage. The circle looks a lot better. What we also learn at the Human and Horse Academy is to educate our feel and eye to perform the correct exercise for the horse. You learn to see and feel real suppleness. This is a point where Jitse does not give a full release in his neck. And I'll show you what I mean here. The circle looks quiet and really soft, and this is what you want to achieve. So your horse can walk supple and in balance, feeling the movement through his body, so that he can also show a really nice transition into trot. This is not easy for Jitse because he is inclined to use the length of his neck as a balance stick, throwing his head in the air to maintain his balance in transitions. The transition you saw shows he's in control of his balance. In training on the circle, I also vary head-neck positions. A little higher means putting a bit more weight on the hind legs. I do this both in trot and in canter. The challenge in canter is to let him stretch towards my hand, stretching his top line without losing the weight on his hind legs. He really needs to stretch his hamstrings there. So it's not an easy exercise and again a real achievement. This was a few years ago how we looked like in canter, so needless to say that we also made a big transformation together as a combination and I'm really proud of that. So also here, the circle is really calm, relaxed, supple and balanced. I really love riding circles nowadays. I enjoy them myself as well, giving relaxation and focus, since you need to feel each other, his legs in your body, the balance, the rhythm, and working towards a circle that Jitse walks by himself without my aid is a really amazing feeling. Also here I vary with head-neck position towards more collection. Maybe you notice he is a bit slow in his hind legs. In training, I would lightly touch him with the end of my whip on the tail to engage his hindquarters, motivate his hind legs under his body and awake the fire and showmaster in him. In canter, I also want to stretch him again. This hand is a little more difficult, but he is really trying to give me his all, and that's why I love this horse so much. To show the circle has no secrets anymore for us, the ultimate is to ride it again bareback, but with only the neck rope. I am so proud of my Friesian star that he can ride such a relaxed circle in canter. A flashback shows this photograph, which used to be us as well. Stepping backwards is a matter of tilting the pelvis, stepping in diagonal pairs and keep thinking forward towards the hand, not lifting your nose or head. We are doing this very controlled with focus. And of course it could be faster, but that's a matter of training. As a Friesian, what you would normally do is lift the head, push down your back, not tilt the pelvis and try stepping backwards anyway. In the audition, we ride a shoulder in on 3 tracks. And it's necessary to show stelling, bending and the suppleness in both the body and the neck. And we do the shoulder in both in walk and in trot. In canter it means powerlifting with the inside leg under the point of weight. Here a quarter in is ridden on 4 tracks. Jitse is quite short and he has a very large chest, which makes it not easy for him to bend and walk those 4 tracks. If you look at my old photo, you can see I'm not sitting where I'm supposed to sit. Sitting in the right place with the correct use and suppleness of my own body makes the difference in enabling my horse to bend. Brown Vare is a travers with the hindquarters positioned towards the wall. It's an extra challenge for both horse and rider. You really need to get the bending right without any help of a wall on the outside. Shoulder in again on 3 tracks with stelling, bending, balance and suppleness, stretching towards the hand without needing me for his balance. Looks nice, no? Well, look how we thought shoulder in looked like when we just started. So we made a few steps since then. Here I'm just starting to ride this exercise in canter as well. Again, my old photo, I'm not sitting where I need to be, so I'm not giving him the opportunity to bend around my inside leg. Well, the round vare shows beautifully how big our challenge is to give a nice bending from neck to tail when you're short and round. Well, in the half pass, the challenge of the bending is the same. In the audition we show the half pass with half a work pirouette, and this needs our full focus. I mainly need to get the bending and the balance right before we start the exercise, and after that Jitse can walk the exercise without me having to manage him. He's really nice walking through this half pass. We have been really practicing on this part, on the bending and the balance, before we film this audition. Well, the flashback shows how we did it then, but even 2 months ago we hardly had any bending. So we practiced a lot. Riding this exercise correctly is already a big achievement for us. To the right, I need to train a bit more towards the stretch to my hand, so he will lengthen his top line even more. And that's basically the central theme throughout all of our trainings, but this means he will only get better. But it's okay now. It's within his capacities, and that's fine. This was us in 2013, but this was us only 2 months ago. There was hardly any bending, so I can show you how much we practiced and how much we improved on this. Here you will notice where the piaffe training also comes in handy, because it will make your horse better in the pirouettes. Now I showed all elements of the riding audition. I hope I can inspire people to show what is possible, whatever background you or your horse have. Everything is possible if you put your mind to it. We certainly went through a huge transformation, and still we're not finished. We will keep on learning, and that's fine, because training with my horse, creating dialogue, connecting with his spirit is truly one of the most amazing things in life.